Hey everyone, this is the Soccer Fan coming with episode number 6 of the Dual Lane with my co-host Captain over here to my left,
What's up, guys?
and with special guest Ryan Red. For people who don't
What's
know,
up?
I'm sorry.
Let the man talk. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
let the man talk shit. Let's just stay quiet.
I'll just say what's up. How's it going, listeners?
If people don't know him for some reason, what are you doing? Follows this guy. He is the community manager for Fault and other higher powers. uh,
Why don't you just let him introduce himself? Sorry.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I could just come on in and say who I am. Yeah, I'm Ryan, community manager, marketing manager, and the social media guy for Strange Matter Studios Games Fault. I'm excited to be on the podcast today. I've actually listened to a few of your episodes, so it's pretty cool what you guys are doing. I'm a sucker for podcasts in general.
He actually hears our shit. Oh damn! I
What?
feel. What?
Oh, I hear and see everything, man.
Oh
I had to go
no!
back and look at all the podcasts, man. I don't know what I said.
That's funny.
All right, yeah, that's a better definition. I like the way you introduce yourself instead of the way soccer introduced you.
Look, I'm bad at my job, bro. If I was good at this, do you think I would still be working? I'd be doing this instead.
You're just like, yeah, he's the community manager and other stuff. Yeah.
Hell yeah, gotta love that other stuff.
Stuff I
Yeah,
can't remember right now. Where's my notes at? Don't worry about it.
because I also knew you're the marketing manager and everything, but
Yeah,
I didn't want to say anything. Just let you introduce yourself. It makes things easier.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
make
it's
me
a
make
few
me an
hats.
idiot.
Hey man, sometimes you gotta have an idiot on the podcast.
Oh no. What do you mean? You think I'm just pressing W all the time at fault, bro? Just like going going to lane, just pressing W's. Like, yo, I'm over here. Kill me, bro.
I mean, you play Boris for a reason.
Ooh, shots fired.
Cheers.
Boris, bro. Yo,
Is your
Boris.
other favorite hero Greystone?
Oh, Jesus.
Took his a second life.
Yo, throwing shots, bro. Nah, you know what? Hey, Captain, you got this. I'm gonna just leave, bro.
This is dual lane for a reason. We're in this together. We
Oh,
actually played dual lane together today.
How'd that go?
it was horrible.
Oh no.
I would find that first. What the first
At
game?
first,
I was your support, and then you were what my Murdoch carried.
Oh,
Fine.
yeah,
nice.
my back
Yeah,
was
it's a lot
hurting
of
after
synergy
that.
there between the traps and the pull.
You know, he's not broken at all. He doesn't deserve another nerf. Nah, I think the community is a little bit more occupied on Boris. Coming at it's like, hey, yo, when is that Boris nerf? Can you tell us, Ryan, when is that nerf coming by?
Well, I mean, there is balance coming out. I can't really guarantee what's happening because this GD's still working that out. But now that the big patch 13's out the door, yeah, balance and bug fixes, both new and old, is kind of the focus. While we bring in, more stuff for implement or more stuff for like onboarding and player retention. So it's essentially it's coming. Balance and bugs is the big thing right now.
I know. And then, by the way, I just want to say, yeah, after spending some time with Update 13, it just feels amazing. You know what I mean? It's not because you're here or anything. I'm trying to be a partner, but but nah, it does feel, amazing with the new HUD, of all the buffs and changes that you guys did. I just want to say, you and the team actually, I'm grateful this update was great, and then overwhelmingly, the community does love the changes that were made, and I know it was a ton of work that you guys did put into it, and it took some time because you know every time remember every was it every Thursday it was like, hey, is the patch coming out tomorrow? Is the patch coming out today? It's like,
Yeah, those weekly updates, everyone was rushing to them.
oh Jesus! Like at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. I was like, yo, I was just sitting at work. I was like, and then my boss would be like, "Yo, ain't you working?" I was like, "Yo, shh, It's all about fault, bro. I need my updates, bro. At 1 p.m.
Speaking of that, I almost forgot it's Wednesday. I got a weekly update to write.
No, you could say it now. Just give us a hookup.
I'll probably be talking about like what I said earlier, what we're mainly focusing on. We might see some more Master Skin stuff. Speaking
Master
of which,
Skin,
speaking of
yeah.
which, I gotta send the thing.
That's what I like to hear about. Give me more reason to know life the game.
Overwhelmingly, the community did love the update. There's still some that you always got that some people who always are like, nah, ain't good enough. You guys could do better. Where's all that money? Where's all that epic money? Uh,
No, it definitely felt nice to have like sound effects and everything when you're playing the game.
I mean, with this new update, I was reading, the weekly updates, right? You said that with this update, that's update 13, it's easier for you guys to like stomp whatever bugs or anything, right? Basically, like it would just be much quicker now.
Yeah, it's that, and also like we also laid down groundwork for implementing new stuff on heroes, like making it easier to change their sounds and their VFX, and also some animation stuff. So essentially, you're gonna see a lot of things like get polished a lot easier, like Grux's jump, and there's something that'll probably come out in the next quick patch that we fixed as well that people have been wanting for a while. Can't really say what that is yet. And yeah, it makes a lot of stuff just sort of easier for us. It's like you need a good foundation to build a house on, and we've got our foundation down now, which is like really big, like our solid one for sort of like working essentially like through AA we found out what we needed and what we were missing, and we've been working to fill those kind of things in on the back end. And now that they're filled in, stuff will be a lot easier for us.
You got a good foundation going, is what you're basically saying.
Yeah,
Start building the building.
yeah.
And so, let me get a little bit more of a feeling for you. Before fall and everything, you did play Paragon, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. I was really big on Paragon. I was with this crew of people that ran like really large scale guilds and games like Warframe, Neverwinter, mainly Destiny, and also we branched into Division and stuff. And Paragon was coming out, and I was interested in it, and only one other guy was. And I got so involved in Paragon that I wound up sort of slowly leaving that crew and doing my own thing with Paragon. So like I helped form and run like the largest Facebook group for them. Did a lot of like PlayStation groups and Discord stuff, and I played the crap out of that game. And I also wound up on PCS, which was the European Competitive League, and then I went into PCL, which everyone kind of knows, all the Paragon fans kind of know about the Paragon Competitive League, and I worked with them for a while too. But yeah, I loved the game.
uh, so let me get your opinions on Paragon. I guess overall, what map would you prefer, like Legacy or Monolith?
See, I like the aesthetic that was Legacy. It was really, really immersive. It was probably a mix of like the running mechanic when you left base, or after a certain amount of time, you'd have like that movement mode. And running out of base into their map was a very immersive and awesome experience. But there were a lot of flaws with the map. One of them being spectating was really painful because of the tight jungle narrow paths everywhere. If a team fight happened there, it was like good luck catching it all. But the stealth pads and stuff like that, I really enjoyed. So I like that map for a lot of reasons, but Monolith was so much wider and more open, made spectating and like competitive stuff like so much more easier. I liked the river buffs and stuff, and a few different things kind of I really enjoyed. But once Monolith dropped, that's when all the changes I didn't like started coming out. So it's like hard for me to be a Monolith fanboy, I guess you could say. But yeah, I guess both, but for different reasons. I like them both, but for different reasons.
So there is a running meme where we always talk about legacy. I keep on saying that we should bring back the prime dunk. Is there any
Oh no.
chance that is there any
Oh
chance?
no. Okay, so I liked that. I loved the feeling of it, and I've made some pretty crazy plays with it, like being on Muriel and telling my Kalari to sneak up to their core, which was exposed, and then I dunked Orb Prime as Muriel fighting off. I think there's a clip of it on YouTube somewhere. I fight off like 2 or 3 people as I'm just trying to get my way up to the dunks position. So I'm like shielding myself, speeding myself away from like a Feng Mao, Rampage, and I don't know who else it was. They missed the rock, which basically allowed me to get on there. The second I dunked Prime, I ulted over to Kalari and won the game. It
Oh,
was like
jeez.
a ton of fun, and I loved like the action of like carrying this thing around to a dunk point and how the whole game kind of stops for a second to play this like mini game of sorts. That was really cool, but I absolutely hated when they made it so that you could bring back inhibs with the dunk. That was the most annoying thing ever. I had an over 2 hour game back then when that happened because we literally just traded the buff and brought our inhibs back like again and again and again. It was nuts. I think the only way it ended was somebody basically like DC'd was like, "Yeah, I've had enough. This is still going."
Said I got some other stuff to do.
Yeah, that was absolutely insane. But yeah, I can agree there's like it's got a lot of fun and it's action packed, but I don't see the dump mechanic being a thing. But then again, with the new map coming out, who knows? But I wouldn't look for that because I don't think it'll be a thing.
Damn, my dreams are crushed. Oh no.
I think my question would probably be ARAMs, since you always have like these community ARAMs and like these rules, but I
Shout
don't
out
know
to
how
Cooch.
on that.
Cooch Custom Tuesdays.
I don't know if there was like any plans going towards there or anything, or if there's any news about that.
um, we are planning an ARAM mode. We definitely do want that. I'm just not sure if it'll be like on this map or if it'll wait. I'm not exactly sure where that is, but it is definitely on our list. We put out a bit of a list in the last weekly update at the end. It was definitely on there.
My next question, um, revolving about what was it? Legacy we were talking about. Um, no, I'm sorry. Now let's go to Monolith. When they changed the card system to the 3 card system, what's your thoughts on that?
I actually really liked the first system where you had cards and then you equipped things to the cards. Like you had 3 slots or whatever it was at the very start where you could equip things to it. I really enjoyed that whole thing. The new ones were like, I guess it was okay, but when so many of the cards just like busted the game completely, like well, I think it was Red Zone was one of them. Awaken the Emmerich or whatever that allowed you to convert a whole entire enemy minion wave to your minions.
Yeah,
And if you ran that on Wukong, if you left a Wukong alone for like 5 minutes, he'd go from your T1 to your core with like a giant double minion wave and his many clones just beating up the tower. So, like you could not leave him alone whatsoever. It was ridiculous. And if your offlaner got taken out, or if your like the opposing characters got taken out, then you had to like run there because you knew he was just going to convert a minion wave and take like all of your towers. There's a lot of little things I didn't really like, but I mean, it worked. The one thing I really loved about it was, oh, I guess I can't really say it worked, but the one thing I really loved about it was the artwork for those cards. It was amazing stuff.
I think that's one of the main reasons why I like the cards. That
Yeah,
changes because of the yeah, but definitely some cards just beat other cards, and you pick the same cards over and over again. So I mean, definitely wasn't any changing of that, but the artwork was definitely beautiful. And that's probably the main reason why I liked the card system, because I did like the change in the card system just because it made it like look better. And I don't think it really changed the feel of the game until like they just kept like updating it, and then it just got worse and worse. But
yeah. There's a few questionable changes that I was. I mean, I wasn't part of it. They might have had their reasons. Now that I have a different look at development, I can kind of see there might be different reasons, but there were certain things they did, like Quang's tether becoming like a lane wide, and like other things like that, where I wasn't too happy about.
What about your let me get your thoughts on here. What's your favorite hero, I guess, that hasn't been introduced yet into Fault that you like to, I guess,
Oh, that's
bring
easy.
back?
Howitzer.
So
Howitzer.
Really?
Yep.
You're not playing with me, right?
No, I loved Howitzer. He's like he's a mid laner that technically is artillery because of his ult and his rocket, but he's also a control mage in a sense because he can literally control the battlefield. He can slow you, knock you around into his. Like, he can knock you into his slow. He can knock you into his ult. He can knock you into his rocket. Like one of my favorite things to do was knock somebody back up in the air and then rocket them out of the air before they landed the ground. Like land on the ground with his stuff. There's just it was so much fun to just play. Like obviously there's other big ones I would like Rampage and Feng Mao. Um, I love those characters too, but to be honest, I think the main one I'd want back is Howitzer or maybe Iggy. I'm really big on like the non-humanoids too. I like non-humanoid characters.
Oh, okay.
more
So,
like Zinx.
yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
Zinc scares me a little bit.
Zinx scares you.
Yeah, she freaks me out a little bit. The first time I saw her eyes and like her face, I was like, "What the?" Like it was freaky.
I think I still remember the first time when I'm like seeing Grim, and you think Grim is just like a robot, but it's actually like that Grim fairy that's like controlling the robot. Because then you like read the description, and I was like, oh man. Then I like noticed the actual fairy after reading the description. I was like, you barely even see him. Kind of just that little thing that's flying next to the robot.
Yeah,
I
I
wouldn't
can't
mind.
wait for. I mean, I can't wait for the days when more heroes come too.
Soon though, right? Just
Well, we have plans for it. I can't say much, but we definitely have plans for it.
just know it's soon. Everybody
Don't
just
get the
soon.
hopes up.
I try to avoid the word soon, for fear of the soon TM memes.
Oh.
Soon becomes later.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. What was his name? Cyber's working on that. Don't worry.
Oh yeah. He put out another one today.
Oh yeah, about Boris. That was
Yeah, it
pretty
cracked me
funny.
up.
Who do you think the most broken character in Paragon was that you probably hated the most?
Oh,
Oof.
I got one. Oh Jesus.
Wukong, um, Seraph. Um, yeah, I don't know really. Honestly, don't really know. I mean, oh wait, I know. Wraith.
Wraith?
The man has a team-wide stealth, and he has a second ultimate as Z. Like, why'd you give him two ultimates?
I
He
feel
can.
like Soccer is going to say the character that I want to
Yeah,
come
yeah.
back.
There, I was. No, I knew you were. Look. I was not expecting. Rafe was like a left pitch. Yo. I was not ready for that because like okay, yeah, with the stealth, team stealth, and
Yeah,
what was his Z? Was that like the little ball? Oh no, his rewind, right?
Yeah, that's the
Um,
thing that got me. That's like that should be an ultimate. That's insane. Like that you
just come
guarantee a
back.
kill pretty much every time you use it.
Because then he had his like rewind, and then he had a long range shot. I think that was
Yeah, that
also
did a lot of damage. And then he had the wards.
yeah, and then every time his long range shot would just kill a minion, he was just able to get his mana back.
See, I know
That
what
was
character
crazy.
Soccer is thinking, but maybe it just didn't cross Ryan's mind.
He's a
Ooh.
range, maybe with a cowboy hat.
Oh, Revenant.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked him a lot.
Thank you, somebody.
I did like Revenant a lot. I liked his
Oh no,
style. I liked the whole fact that he can
Revenant
like
was a badass, dude.
no,
bring people
no.
into another dimension.
Oh no.
It's funny because that's what Mordekaiser in League is now. He has that like other dimension thing, and when other people on the outside look, you see the two balls of energy moving around.
You talking about League of Legends, right?
Yeah, Mordecai.
Mordekaiser.
Yeah, he was reworked, and his alt is like Revenant's old one.
Yeah, you just see those two light bulbs running around the map.
Yeah, it's funny.
Uh, Durango. Durango's such a weird character in my opinion.
Talking
He,
about Drongo. The reason why I like Drongo so much is because he reminded me of the Borderlands like psycho character. Like
Oh yeah.
when Borderlands like first had like that psycho and they're just like crazy. That's the reason why I like Drongo so much. He had like so much personality, in my opinion. Like when you're playing as him, like his voice and everything just sounded different because everyone else in the game kind of sounded more serious, like all the characters. And then you have like this kind of like Joker anarchy guy, and that's I've always liked Joker as a character too. So I just that's one of the dramas was one of my favorites, is just because he was like this comedic character, I guess you could say.
Yeah, he was. I'd love to see what like Sylphan would do with this kit.
Another character that I think fits in the meta right now, which kind of got done dirty after being the last hero to be released in Paragon, was Terra, my girl Terra.
Oh yeah.
She's I think she would fit right perfectly in this meta, in my opinion. Just
I'd have
because
to look her up. I don't even remember her.
see, that's the thing, bro. Like she was the last character to get released, and then like nobody remembers her.
'Cause I thought
Finally,
it was
lucky.
just one of the last characters to get released too.
Yeah, it was the night chick, you know, full body armor. Her ult was
Uh,
you get
Barely
bonus
remember. She was like
armor.
because she looked kind of like a Viking girl. Yeah.
Yeah, her ultimate would just give her extra armor and a health and unstoppable. Like Bear's unstoppable. That's it. And then she had the long swing. What was her one of her
Yeah, I really
abilities?
have to look her up to remember her. I barely remember her. Yeah, it's just sad when a game dies. You have like these characters that you kind of forget about.
But nobody forgets about what was it, the K-pop star Shinbi, bro.
Oh yeah.
When is Shinbi coming
And,
back?
who was that whip girl? There was the girl with the whips too.
Yin.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the deflect too.
But the OP person, the most OP character that came out during Paragon, and I never forget, is Aurora. Aurora.
Yeah, she was insanely strong. I forgot about her too. She was insanely strong when she came out.
Talking about she was the ice girl, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just remember just people coming in with her slide, and that's it. Oh, and that's it. That's it. That don't you be dead instantly in her ult. Just like nope, I'm done.
And you're walled off. She walls you off from your tower and then just ults the whole team.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, it's like no escape.
Yeah, stun for like what was it, like 3 4 seconds? That's it. It just
It would keep hitting depending on other people that were around. So like if you were a person in mid lane and the enemy mid laner was like hanging back and you were up in all the minions and they came up and like Aurora ulted you, it would bounce, like it would keep hitting you again and again. It was just ridiculous when it first came out.
I mean, she would do this little like ice, like little circle ice thing. Then you're just like, I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna run. Don't worry. Just, nope, you get caught, and that's it. It's just
Oh, I
so
forgot about
dumb.
that one.
And then like,
So, what character do you think would be like the hardest to implement into the Vault world?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I don't like build the heroes per se, so I'm not 100% sure who would be the trickiest. I know that yeah, I
Well,
actually don't
first
know.
then, which one do you think would be like a biggest game changer? Like would
Oh,
change tactics wise and everything.
to be honest, like any of them. I think if any of the other heroes were introduced, it would change things up so much. Like Iggy would change up taking objectives, defending towers, like to an insane point. Like Iggy just popping all those turrets in and just going ham on an objective would probably just delete it. So Iggy and trying to think who else. Wukong, obviously, depending on how his build is. Anybody that comes in, Aurora that comes in, you're like instantly like way more aware of your surroundings when you know that Aurora can just pop up and freeze your whole team. Like there's so many things that would change the game if you put anything new in. And that's one of the exciting things about MOBAs is like when a new hero comes out or a new balance patch goes out, it's changing. There's a bunch of new stuff to learn to like experience, and MOBAs are ever changing. Like in order to stay relevant, they have to just keep going through that. And every time you throw in a new hero, it's like an almost sometimes you have to like rebalance the game to a point, depending on how crazy the heroes are. It's yeah, it's pretty nuts. So I really think like honestly any of them, if they were to be put in, they'd be a game changer. except for maybe Tara. No offense.
Oh no.
No, I'm joking.
Oh,
She would be kind of nuts.
Except for Armor Girl. I
uh,
kind of just felt Crunch too. Oh, man.
oh, I forgot about Crunch.
Yeah, the robot
Jesus.
that likes to punch.
You know, when I first started playing Fault, I always thought the heroes that were like in the avatar, like the that you could pick as your
Icon.
player
Yeah.
Oh
icon,
man, we've caught
thought
so much for
these
that.
heroes were gonna be coming. I was like, oh man, I was like, Crunch is gonna be coming up because I remember when I first started playing, I was like, yeah, these are all the heroes that are gonna be coming out, and I was just like, oh wait. Because I was like, man, imagine Crunch was an actual like One Punch Man skin because of the drawing was like obviously like a kind of like a Saitama look. So I'm
If
not
you
sure.
anime references.
Yeah, I'm like,
A lot of people are like, "What is? Who's One Punch Man? Who is this Saitana guy?" And just like, well, if you don't watch anime, bro, I can't help you there. Talking about heroes, but I always go back to it. I have zero experience in designing or like any of the technical stuff that goes on with like heroes or anything. But like, I guess I guess as soon as okay, let me rephrase it. You will see what will you see first, right? I guess will you see like you guys implement the old characters back first, or is there like maybe some type of like we might see something like of a new character, or, original idea from you guys coming out?
We have plans for that stuff, 100%. But I think the next heroes would probably be some of the old ones. But I could see us trying to mix it up a bit. Um, but I can't really say too much about that just yet because we are planning to say something public in the future about all that. So I can't really leak too much on that one.
But just a little bit, right? Just
Yeah, so we're gonna be adding this rabbit character, right?
oh no. Oh no. His name is Ed.
No, Mr. Hobbs.
Mr.
we're
Hall.
gonna add a Bob Ross character, you know. It's gonna be Russ.
That's funny. I can't wait to see him on that one skin that we teased, the Vacation Severog. I think he's gonna love that skin.
Kind of important with this kind of update. Uh, I love seeing all these new players that are coming in with this update, and it kind of feels refreshing now. You know what I mean? With all this Elo reset and everything, it's just all these tons of new people joining in, and at least to me, it makes me happy and stuff when people are like, "Oh, I'm new to the game. Like, hey, I need help," and it's like, "Oh yeah, it's a lot less toxicity when it comes to
Right.
new players coming in." Uh, but one of my questions is that I guess how far in development, if you could talk about like bot modes or something like that. You know what I mean? Like you against like bots or something.
Yes, that's the main thing we're trying to work on. We have had like a lot of new players kind of coming in, but the player base, like it is climbing, but it's still like the EU people is still kind of slow for them and stuff. So people are still asking about like bringing people in, and we do plan to do that. But it's things like what you mentioned, like the bot mode, or at least more stuff for player onboarding, which is when new players come in, they should be able to like get into a game and understand it fairly easily through stuff that we put in. And the video tutorial isn't exactly enough for that, so we're working on a few things for that and player retention, like the mastery system. And once we've worked that kind of stuff out, and we feel that it's like more healthy for newer players coming into a game that now has like a player base, whatever size it is, we want to make sure that they're able to, learn the game and kind of keep up with everyone. So once we have more of that stuff in place, we're gonna really focus on our player base and the size of it, and bring in people. But we want those things in there at first.
Okay. Another question, since you touched upon on that video tutorial, is that getting a refresher with all
Yeah,
these new
we're
updates?
we're also changing it up so it's like not as long. We're probably gonna give people like an option on multiple things that they can check out to learn, and that's planned to be out fairly soon.
I
Do
would.
you feel the aspects in the game are pretty balanced or no?
I
'Cause I
think
don't-
the whole favor system in general, the one weekly update has it on the list. The whole favor system and aspect system is planned to have a rework,
okay.
a redesign. It's one thing we've kind of always been like, we enjoy the fact that we have something original with it, but we think we can do it better, essentially. So we want to rework that whole kind of thing and change it up completely to be like, so the favor in general is something that's more effective in your game. Like right now, it is effective late game when you have a ton of favor on an item, but um, it could definitely be more impactful and make like things like Raptor and other objectives that give you favor be a lot more important.
Yeah, because
Uh,
sometimes I just forget about favor. Honestly, I
yeah, and
won't lie.
with the jungle buffs being in there, a lot of people are like focused on that stuff early game and not really so much as Raptor.
Because I'll just be like, at some points, I'll be like, oh, I have 3 favors that I forgot to put in, or like 5, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, I mean, but I was still doing damage. I guess I would have been doing more damage. So I'm not sure how much like one favor really changes the game. I guess is what I'm kind of like saying.
Right.
Let me spend my favorites since I'm dead. Oh, I got like 6 of them. Oh, Jesus! It's just like that's what like comes to mind. I'd be like, oh, then I'm dead. What should I be doing? You know, besides just looking at the item shop. It's like, oh wait, I got favorites to spend, bro. It's just like, but is talking about console releases. I was a huge, I actually found Paragon with the PS4 announcement back in E3, and I was just like, oh, this is actually pretty awesome. That's how I found Paragon, and I wanted to talk to you about like how far in development is that, like in any shape, way, or form.
How far is which part of it?
The console release. I guess it's like, are you?
Oh, right. Well, we did partner with them so that we have like we've put our foot in the door with Sony, for example, and we do definitely want console release, but it's kind of in the same boat that is the rest of everything. Is like before, I would see console release as a major marketing move, um, personally, because that's huge. It brings in a ton of new people. So it's definitely coming, but we want it to be ready for that kind of massive spike of like player base. We want to make sure it's in a good spot for console. So we do plan to develop fully for consoles as well, and we do plan to put out more news on that as we get closer to it. And luckily, patch 13 was a large step towards that goal, not of just console release, but full release and free to play. So it's all a matter of time, really.
Okay. Just a follow up question to that. Are you just planning? Because a lot, I've been reading a lot. Are you just planning for just PlayStation, or is it more just like in general, just like consoles in
We
general?
we would like to be everywhere. We definitely want to be get it as many people's hands as possible. So that will also be something that comes down later down the road, when we approach them and everything.
And crossplay, of course, are
That I'm actually not sure of. I'm not sure what the main dev team has planned for. That the focus has been so like hard on like just getting the game like finished and ready for full release that I haven't really picked their brains about it
I mean,
as
I know
much.
there's a lot of stuff on crossplay that's coming out right now during the Epic versus Apple lawsuit too, because apparently Epic threw
Right.
somebody underneath the bus, is what I heard about. Apparently, Epic has to pay a fee to be able to be crossplay with Sony.
Ah,
So I
yeah.
mean,
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
yeah, that's what they were. That's what came up in the court and how they were apparently threw because they kind of just threw Sony on the bus, saying how they had to pay Sony a fee to be able to do crossplay, but they don't like pay Xbox or anybody, you know. So
Huh.
yeah, I'm not exactly good. Apparently, that's kind of so because apparently they're saying like this lawsuit is actually kind of like a big case for like developers wise for like more control against people that are providing like Sony and Xbox that have like the consoles compared to the developers. So they're saying Epic's like the lawsuit's kind of a big step for developers to have more control. Apparently, is what I was
Ah,
reading.
interesting.
because
Are
yeah,
are you moving your camera, or is it just automatically following you?
NVIDIA broadcast, so it automatically
Oh,
follows.
okay. I've been
So it
watching it like
automatically
out of the corner of
frame.
my eye. Yeah, you never out of frame.
Hell yeah, man. We always stay in frame. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting case, I guess. I mean, yeah, I'm not exactly, obviously, since you guys are still, like, putting your foot in the door and everything. So, uh, it was a question about cross platform mainly
Right.
because, especially, when that case all plays out, you could just, I'm not exactly sure how things could go down even after that. Uh, Obviously it's kind of in the future, but I mean, I feel like crossplay is definitely something all gamers look forward because you see it in Warzone and like Fortnite when you've always had your friend that's been an Xbox player or a PC player. You're like, oh man, we can play this game together. Like even though you're on that console and I'm on this console, so I mean, but I do, and then I also heard about because either way, PlayStation is also apparently getting a Discord update, so I think that'd also be a big step towards crossplay, obviously. So I'm not exactly sure, but obviously you don't ever know what's going through like these big head companies, their heads and everything. Always
Yeah.
just swing from one way to the other.
Why can't I? My computer's being weird. Oh, there we go. I'm good. Sorry.
No, you're good. Uh, talking about since I talked about Elo reset, how for these couple days for you guys, how's that like been looking for you guys since with that Elo reset? Because I know you guys were mentioning it was going to be like a soft reset. It was just gonna like I guess drop down a couple. What was it like? If you were diamond, you would be like lower diamond and all that stuff. But it was a complete surprise to me that you guys, totally just reset the Elo.
Yeah, we put out that thing there. I believe it was like Jester when he went in to take a look at it. I think it was while the servers were down and stuff like that. He realized, like as he said in that post, that we really needed to do a hard reset in order to balance the curve out, and it seems to be working pretty well so far.
Yeah. I mean, I never really thought anything about Elo until there was like an actual competitive mode, in my opinion. But until
Yeah,
there was
I mean,
actual ranked.
it's like people take it pretty seriously, but it's there for us to like start testing it and like hatching it out and like understanding it fully and everything, so that when the time for rank mode comes, it's there. Obviously, a lot of people do care about it, but my advice to a lot of people is not to really care about your elo in an EA game, especially when there's going to be resets like what happened.
Yeah.
Because like when a ranked mode comes out, that's when I would care. But up until then, it's just fun for
Yeah.
me. Like, yeah,
That's why I've literally been telling people, like, because you have people who are like, oh, they get like super mad about losing games. I'm like, does it really matter? Like, in the end, this is just kind of like a casual game, and we're all just testing it out together.
The
I
thing,
haven't seen it recently, but I know when I like first started playing, it was like people that would really get mad about losing and stuff. And
personally, if I was a casual fault player, like I do have a competitive nature, so I'd still hate losing.
oh yeah,
Obviously, if I'm going to be 100% honest about how I would see it if I was in, I would also hate losing. But the with what we said on the dev stream and what we put out about the mastery system, I would not be caring as much about losing. I would just be grinding my favorite heroes right now, because when that mastery system drops, it's going to be retroactive. So if you are like been playing Gideon nonstop since like year release, when that drops, you're going to log in and have a nice juicy amount of Gideon content.
there. I'm not sure if a lot of people know about that. 'Cause
Yeah,
I didn't know that. So
yeah, we plan to make it fully retroactive. So that's going to be it's like a huge reward for all of our player base that's been grinding this whole time, like instantly. Yeah.
so I should expect I should already be mastered in Murdoch then easy.
Depends on how many games you have, because it is going to take you a bit to grind. It's not going to be too easy for you.
I
But
think since Fall's been out, I've probably played Murdoch about every game. So
oh, there you go.
and
literally favorite carry. So
there was a discussion earlier that I was reading on. uh, that how somebody was talking in general. I was like, oh, you guys are gonna transition from early access, a paid early access to a free to play, and he was discussing how it's like that transition won't work and all that stuff. Like, what's your thoughts when people come in, right, and tell you, give their feedback, but giving their feedback such in a way which is like, I want to say it's too negative, but at the same time, it's like they don't realize that it's, how can I say it? It's like, for example, right? It's like me coming in and saying this game will do bad just because it's trying to do this and this and this, right? And you got people, you got moderators trying to explain. It's like, oh, we're trying to, go in this direction, with the game, and you're testing it out and all that stuff. And then, people still won't recognize um, why you're trying to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's whenever you're making decisions and stuff, it's like a lot of no matter what decision you make, there's going to be people who don't like it and people who do. And you can look at the people who don't like they're just angry people and like not to listen to them, but that cuts off all your feedback. If you only listen to the good, then you're not really getting actual feedback. You need to listen to the bad too, and also like me myself, I understand where a lot of the bad comes from. It's coming from a passionate place. Like obviously if you're just there to troll because like something went wrong or a bug was found, that's not feedback and you're going to be treated exactly how you're acting essentially by the moderators. But if you're giving actual true like feedback, we understand where it's coming from and why you're saying it. We listen to it. So it's not like I don't take anything bad essentially and I just look at it all like feedback unless someone's sort of being trolly. But it takes a lot to get to me, like a ton, because I was an escalations worker for a big phone company. So I'm used to people screaming about money and like large, hefty amounts of data plan overages and like so. Gaming community is nothing compared to someone screaming at you about their bill. I can tell you that much. But yeah, it's we appreciate all feedback, good or bad.
Talking about the community, yeah, I kind of mess around in there with doing my shenanigans. But which mod would you prefer more out of all the other mods? I guess your personal.
Whoa, whoa.
What's the dad saying here? I love all my children the same. No, I'm joking. No, it's I mean, I can't really pick out any of them. Obviously, the support crew are like the OGs. They've been here since like the start. They were there with me when there was only like 4 or 5 of us, and we released an EA game, and the Discord got hit with thousands upon thousands of people like messaging nonstop. So we were like at the front gates together, like in the crap, knee deep in the crap, basically fighting our way out. And that's gonna hold a special place for me, obviously. But I like all the mods are fantastic. Like the fact that we found people that had like such good soft skills, like Murrica and Bucket, and somebody who had like the same sort of outlook and opinions that like I did, essentially, like Drake, who became admin. I've never really disagreed with something the man says. Like all of them are just really amazing, amazing moderators. We got some new ones in. We got like Agile and Bell are newer. We have our language moderators who basically run entire language communities on the chats by themselves, and they do a great job of it. I really couldn't pick any one of them out from the others, 100%.
I, but I think I don't know. My personal preference would be a Platy. You know what I mean? He's up there. Maybe
But
it's
he's nonstop. That guy's always around.
he. I feel like he never sleeps. I'd be sleeping, and then I wake up like at 6, like at 4 in the morning. See this guy on, and then by the time I go to sleep at like 11 at night, he's still on. I'm like, yo, this guy crazy, nonstop. Let me see. Damn, I lost my train of thought.
No worries. I'm getting pinged by people, so I still have a little bit longer, but looks like I'm working tonight.
Oh no.
It's
That's
my own
funny.
fault for forgetting it's Wednesday, and it's on a podcast too.
Well,
So
yo,
I'm ready for the memes.
Oh no, you're not. You're good. You're good.
he's already gonna get
Yeah.
memed by his own team.
We still
You
got some. We
forgot
still
it
got some time. Yeah, my own team.
How could you, Ryan? You're gonna be like when Ryan forgets it's Wednesday. It's like
Yeah.
some type of a meme.
All right. So, you actually touched on something that I was like, I actually wanted to talk about a little bit more, which was when the game fully, what was it in July? I think it launched, right? I'm not mistaken.
Oh, way back. Yeah.
Yeah, when it was like when those couple days when it launched, right? Like I know it was pretty crazy for you guys, and it was also pretty crazy for me because like when it first launched, what was it? I think it was like Amazon was getting DD or what was it?
Amazon servers were getting attacked, and honestly, there was one. I forget what it was called specifically, but there was like one major thing that basically runs like a giant portion of the internet, and a lot of people rely on to run their services and stuff. That is what got attacked, and while that got attacked and was down, I think the same people went into like Amazon servers, and they also got attacked. And it happened literally the exact moment that we launched our stuff, like almost exactly when we launched our game. Everything was like, we're like, what on earth is going on? And then it just popped up Google like internet issues or something, and it was the first front page thing, like half the internet goes down due to this one place being attacked. I don't know if it was like an attack in order to get into Amazon, like they needed to drop that in order to do the Amazon thing, but yeah, it heavily affected Steam, Amazon servers, um, basically everything, which led to like delays in our keys, which led to issues with the game itself, which led to changes in order to make sure that the game was able to be playable on launch. Like it was so much stuff happened that first day, and we honestly still blown away that we pulled through and have been an active game since that day.
Nah, yeah, you know what I mean. I remember trying to get on. I remember specifically because I was at work, and I was like, I was getting into my car, going home, just because I was like, look, on my summer cars, I'm gonna, I need to go home early, and I was like, nah, I really wanted to play Fault, just because I was like, yo, I need to play some Fault. As soon on the drive home, I was talking to somebody, and they're like, nah, man, we're having all these issues. Like they're having all these issues, and I can't get on. I got my key, but I can't get on. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And I was like, oh no.
Yeah,
I,
it's unfortunate, and also it probably affected us a little bit as far as like numbers at the start go, but I mean, it stuff happens. That's development. Anything can happen. Anything can change at any time. You fix one thing, three things can unfix. Like it's just the joy of development. You got to be prepared for like anything that can happen.
yeah, that day was just super crazy, and it kind of affected the following days after. If my memory serves right,
Yeah, there
because
was a few things that wound up getting fixed, and then the team had to do the major like over re-optimization, kind of like overhaul thing that took us a little bit. It was like our one update that took nearly as long as this patch that we just put out took. Like it took a while for us, or no, I think it might have only been a few weeks. But yeah, it was a major restructure, and it took a lot of work, and they grinded it out really fast, which helped a lot of the problems, and it reduced the game's entire size by like 10 gigs.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's another moment. Like I would never forget when that day happened. It was just like I feel like it's like that meme with the dog in the firehouse. The house is on fire. It's just like everything's fine, don't worry. And it's just like the whole house is on fire. Um,
Well, it was fun. We're here at patch 0.13.
1.3, 0.13.
So I said 0.13. What do you mean? At 0.13, exactly what I said.
Like you said in the beginning, we need the idiot in the podcast, bro. Like I'm just like, wait. I'm like, wait. Deal, super dial up, bro. Like, bing. Oh.
The buffering symbol just
Yeah.
pops
Oh,
up.
yeah. The buffering symbol is just like, I'm thinking, bro. I guess before we let you go, because we know you're an extremely busy guy. Um, let me see. Let me see. Um, you got you got any words to the community? I guess you want to say or share.
Basically, it's been a lot of fun so far, but the real fun's just beginning, and I can't wait to continue the journey down the road with everybody. I mean, I obviously, as like an EA product, I haven't truly had the chance to really express my or like stretch my community management marketing muscles. But once I'm able to like really kick off many events and like contests and like fun community corner streams and on top of like big marketing stuff, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm really looking forward to the future of the game, and I've done a lot of prep work for it, and I honestly cannot wait. And the team that I'm with is such an amazing, hardworking team that I really think that the future of Fault is bright, and I really can't wait to get closer to it with everybody. And I'm going to keep posting as much information as possible from the devs themselves so that everyone's aware of what's happening, how long it's taking, what our goals are, what our plans are, our vision, so that our whole community is there in the know and can also give feedback on everything we put out, because we've made more changes than we've admitted to just from community feedback. Like obviously because we don't get to tell them enough that like, yeah, your feedback on this is what changed this. Like I guess we did with the HUD in the last weekly update. Everybody wanted that kill count, so that's like one thing. But yeah, we're just gonna keep trucking her out, and we're very appreciative of our amazing community that supported us. As a completely 100% community funded game, we are able to be a fully independent standalone company standing on our own 2 feet, and which is something that when we show other people and other stuff the fact that we've been doing this whole time, they get impressed. Like we were at that national indie Ubisoft thing, and although we didn't win, I think one of the main reasons we didn't win is because we didn't need the stuff they were sort of offering. Our main goal to go there was just to put ourselves in front of their eyes. Um, and we're very happy at the people who did win. They really needed the stuff, and I'm really hoping that it helps them on their journey towards releasing their game fully. But yeah, we're incredibly thankful to our massive like supportive community. It's been amazing, and
Especially
again, I can't wait for the future. What was that?
no, I was gonna say especially those toxic ones.
I mean, toxicity is like in if you're a competitive game, you're gonna have toxicity to a point. And MOBAs, when you have a team competitive game where you winning depends on other people that are ran that you don't know and your team, I can see why toxicity kind of grows in these types of games. But we're gonna continue tackling toxicity, and our community can help with the reporting. We can get those chat bans out so that people can't talk if they're like that, and we can get our full bans out if people are really deserving a full suspension. So, with the help of our community and the more and more refinement to the whole reporting system, we're gonna definitely make toxicity one of our main things to tackle. We want our casual players to really be able to enjoy the game, and I honestly think once we initiate that sort of ranked mode, all the people who truly care about that will be in one place, and the casuals will have a bit more of a break as well. But we're definitely going to do everything we can to help battle it.
All right. Update 14 when?
Well, we got a bunch of bug and balance to come out, so it's probably gonna be point 2, point 3, point 4 on our way up to 14.
Damn,
Okay.
I thought that would work. Yeah, you just be like, yeah, next week. But now, thanks for having you here. It's been a pleasure, and like, I don't know, no words. I can't say no words to say how much this means to me to just have you here, talk with us, and
Yeah.
with all the shenanigans and stuff. All right, guys, this has been episode 6, I think. I don't know. I'm already lost track already. Uh, you can listen to us on Spotify, on Apple, on other things. Follow Captain at his Twitch, at his Twitter. Follow Ryan Red at his. You stream, right?
Not anymore. I mean, Ryan Red is pretty much my name everywhere. So, but yeah, I used to, but I haven't really that much anymore.
You could catch them every Thursday at 1 p.m. Most
Oh, it's fucking
certainly
good fault.
on the fuck Discord. Follow me at the Twitch and all these other websites. And Captain with your famous catchphrase, bro.
I gotta listen to my catchphrase too, since the Elo reset. But let's get out of bronze, guys.